It's race time, guys. Welcome back to the F1 2013 career mode, and it's race day for round number 1 of the career mode series in the Caterham boys team. And yes, I did say that. Our objective there, 18th or above. A very difficult qualifying session for us. The car didn't feel right, but obviously it's a new game. I've already had the game for a day now. This when I started recording this, so 19th on the grid, reasonable. Still got to get used to the setup, so I think there's going to be a lot of changes over the course of the season, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Alonso has got the pole position in our career mode for the first race, with Kimi Räikkönen in second and Nico Rosberg in third. We're the fastest, slowest team. Obviously we beat Jules Bianchi and Max Chilton, and most importantly our teammate Charles Pic, who is last on the grid. So probably our main rivals for this race are going to be the two Toro Rossos, as you can see there, Verne and Ricciardo. But we're going to try and really push and get a point if we can, which would be amazing to get in our first race in the Caterham. So the setup then, if you have not checked the last episode, the qualifying, then check it out. It is in the screen on the top left, I believe. There, so it's basically the same as my last 2011-2012. The only notable differences are the gearbox and the brakes have gone up this time, 51/49, and obviously 4 wings to give, because the Caterham, I believe, has not got a lot of downforce, so we'll have to see how that pans out during the course of the season with upgrades. The strategy, I'm going with a fresh set of super soft compounds, because I've just found out tyre scaling is really bad around here, so we're going to try and get at least one stop in, but in previous experiences in real life they've done a pit stop after lap 3, so it's going to be interesting to see how this will pan out on the game. So we're leaving the grid, leaving the garage on towards the grid. I'm just too pumped and excited for this. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. It's been a long time since the single player career mode, and it's back. This time in the green and gold car, or well, green and white now, of Caterham. As it's just loading now. We're now getting closer to the race time. Here it is, the grid. We've got Alonso on pole, as I've said, and then Räikkönen and the 2 Mercedes. There's me, 19th place, and our teammate at the back of the field. My main objective is to beat him in this race, and possibly beat the 2 Toro Rossos, and Bottas is my main target. As the lights are on now, we're ready to start a brand new season of career mode. We are away here in Albert Park, Australia. Very difficult to get the starts right, but we got a reasonable start. But Jules Bianchi there has got an amazing start as we're going to break now to turn 1. Very difficult to get right with these slow ARs, and we're waving our hands in the air, not for the Gangnam Style or anything like that, because someone has tapped us and we're not happy about it. So we're now coming towards turn number 3. We're going to brake later than everyone else, locking up a bit, not to make any contact. We're up to 12th place. There's been contact behind, from what I believe. Maldonado's had a good start, up into 11th place. Webber's had a horrible start to his home Grand Prix, down in 10th place. So we're just going to keep it nice and smooth now. Don't want to wreck these fresh set of tyres, because that's our main advantage we'll have over the cars in front. But this is a great start for me. Up into 11th place. Going to try and keep up with this pack of cars. Obviously we won't be challenging for the win because our car is a pad of dog, but we'll give it a go. We've got 15 laps as we get a very, very good exit. We've got a run on Webber. Can we get past him? No, we don't. The last sector, as you have, if you saw the qualifying video, is we are slow in this final sector. So Webber will pull away a bit, as we're going to try and get used to the setup here. And this, and the steering as well. The handling has changed dramatically from the last game, so it's going to be a very long race for me to get a long season, as we've locked up there going into turn 1, and the back end is slid out. Now we're under the prey of De Resta and Gutierrez in the Sauber. Gutierrez, another rookie to the season on F1 2013. There, so and we lost the back end, but luckily with the pad, you can quickly change the steering angle. From if you're spinning left, then you can change to the right, so your car will be back to normal, which I think is a big bonus for people on pads now. There, so you can see 4 seconds already. Webber's pulled away from us. So I don't think there are points on the cards, but we'll have a good battle here with Paul di Resta. Trying to impress our former employees from 2012, where we won the World Championship. But it's going to be... my main target is to try and get into the midfield. Fight with the midfielders. Get occasional points if we can. So, Webber's not putting away as much as I was expecting. But as we've gone wide again. Remember, DRS will be enabled this lap coming up. As we just cut the corner a bit there. We'll deploy the rest of our cars. The rest of there is slowly catching up to us. As I'm starting to form a train already. As DRS won't be enabled at this part as we've gone wide. A bit of a cheeky extension. We're going to do our defensive line, stay to the right hand side to give Paul the room on the outside to if he wants to overtake us, which we've done very nicely. But we've got a very big train now emerging of about 5 cars behind. We've got a 6-way horse for 11th place, all the way down from 11th to 17th place is in this train. And look at the tyres already. 3 laps in and they are like that. Brown as a jacket potato. Well, if you do have jacket potatoes, then they will be brown on the outside. But we've pulled away from Paul here. Oh, we're down to -1 lap already. Jeez. We've burnt fuel already. As we've gone wide again. Got a bit of grass. And here comes Paul with some amazing speed out of that chicane there. And we've got someone in the pit lane already. As I kind of guessed, I can definitely confirm that tyre scaling is back on this game. There. As DRS is enabled, Paul is going to catch up with us slowly, but there's a gap. As we've got a couple of people in the pit lane as well. It's going to be now interesting to see how this will pan out. As we've got a load of debris. I don't know where that's come from or who that is. But that's going to play a role. We could get a point here if that's happened ahead of us. As Paul there had DRS. We're up into 10th place. We're in the points. I think it's... Oh, we lose the back end. Rosberg, I think, has lost damage because he's dropped from 3rd place down to 8th place now. Wow. This is going to be... Peaks in the pit lane, so my fears have been answered. This could be a 2-stop race now if people are pitting this early. It's ridiculous, this tyre scaling. It's brilliant. You guys are going to get some more action in my career mode series, or even online races that you'll probably see on my channel as well. But some of you guys want to know why I've decided to go with Caterham and not back with Force India, because many of you did want, from looking back at Brazil in the single player career mode video, that you guys wanted me to be back in there. As we can see, someone is slowing down. I think that's Jensen Button, I believe, who's going extremely slow. But the reason why I wanted to be in Caterham is I like Caterham as a team. I like the low end teams of Caterham and all them. But I wanted the challenge, and obviously you guys know me as a quick driver, so I thought I might as well give it a go, see how it goes, and I'm quite enjoying it. It's a challenge with not a quick car, not the fastest to have, as Paul's going to overtake me for 9th place, so we're going to stay to the left for the defensive line. Is Paul going to get past me? We're going to brake a bit later than him, try and go around keep it around the outside, which we have done nicely there. So we're on our back way. So yeah, so this is going to be a really tough challenge for me this season to stay ahead of like the likes of the Resta, the McLarens as well. So I don't know how the McLarens are performance-wise around here yet. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this will go over the course of the season. But remember, guys, all the races will be live commentated. 25% races with the occasional 100% as well at some point. Mainly the crown jewel races like Monaco, Silverstone, Spa, Monza, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and obviously Brazil for the final race of the season. But if you guys want to see any more tracks you want me to do, then hit that comment section and give me your track opinions, and I'll try and get them in. So let's have a look at that. Oh, look at that front left. We are definitely pitting now. We're going to go into the pits, and is anyone else coming in? Paul's in. As we've got a very slow pit lane here, 36 miles an hour. We've got Paul di Resta behind us, so we're going to have a pit battle. Hopefully we can get ahead of di Resta. As I really do love these. Look at that. That is brilliant. And we get a 3.1 pit stop. A very good stop there from Caterham. As we are now ahead of di Resta, and we're in the points, paying positions at this point. This is great. This is going to be a great start for me and the Caterham boys, who have not had a point at all in a long time. So who's that behind us? We've got Pasta Maldonado behind us. So apparently we're not going to stop again, but I have the sneakiest suspicion that we might have to pit again, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Obviously the tyres will be cold, so we need to warm them up a bit. But I dropped it to lean to save some fuel, as we're still on -1, as you can see there. But Pasta's all over the back of us. But we're still going to keep going. We've got a reasonable gap to Paul di Resta, probably our rival for this race, and we can see Jenson Button there. Going to brake early, just not lose any grip, which we do very nicely. Got to save some of the curves for the next lap, as obviously Pasta will have DRS on us, and it looks like Jenson Button is looking at a move on Pasta Maldonado, so he's got to get back, or maybe not, he's gone backwards. Might have still have some damage, as we're going to brake now. These are probably the two corners that I struggle at, really. This is mainly flat, but in a Caterham it's very hard to get right. And this last corner as well, you don't want too much wheel spin, because you will the rears will degrade a lot more. So we're going to use all our curves here. As it looks like Jenson Button's got DRS as well on Pasta Maldonado. And here comes Pasta. As there's even more debris. I think the AI have definitely improved, which I am very happy about. It's going to make my life even harder in these career modes. So who's gone off then? Who's crashed? We're going to even get more points here. Still got 22 runners, which is great to see. So we're going to now start the... And most importantly for the team, we are gaining time. We're like getting good competitive times, which is pretty good. We've still got Maldonado nearly half a second, more than half a second behind us. The gap has not changed, so that's good. Oh, we lose the back end there. Gonna save about half our curves for the straight. How are we doing on fuel? On optimal, which is good. We've gone back from -1. Maldonado's right on the back of us now. As there's another train emerging slowly. As Pasta's thinking of a move, we're going to down that inside the defensive line. Going to try and get back onto the racing line, which we have done nicely. Then we're going to take this now nicely through there, coming towards the final two corners of this lap. Someone's in the pit lane. It's Sebastian Vettel of all people. Now that's something that you don't see every day. Jenson Button's got past the Maldonado from nowhere. So now we're up into 9th place, as Jenson Button's going to try and go on the outside of us at turn 1, which he has done pretty impressively as well. Give the credit is due, as Pasta Maldonado just bumped us on the side when we're trying to recover. But to be fair, he backs off, gives us back the position. But Jenson Button is now up into 9th position. And so we're now fighting for a point with... Who's that behind? We've got the 2 Williams drivers behind, so this is going to be interesting, keeping these behind for long. So we're going to drop it back down to lean, save a bit more fuel if we can. Now over half distance of this race. So we're just going to keep on moving. Very good. Next race is obviously Kuala Lumpur, a track that I'm not very fond of on this game and previous games, and obviously the unpredictability of the weather as well is going to play a role. So could we see a wet race? Personally, I would like to, because I've not experienced the wet yet. But I would like to see dynamic weather, because I've not seen dynamic weather in a long time. Oh, we've gone wide and we've hit the back. Oh, we've made contact. Oh, come back on the track and Bottas is out of the race. We come back on the track and try to avoid anyone, and we're off into the barrier, and the safety car is out. Oh, we've taken someone out as well. Oh dear. John Vern's out. Everyone's crashing. This is not what I wanted for a start of a career mode. So we're now going to try and get into the pits. So we're going to put some primes back on, but that is not what I wanted to do. There, so no one's coming in. So I have to pit because, obviously, of my crash with Bottas there. So we've got another. You guys get another chance to see another angle for the pits. There, but the AI, I'm very impressed with this AI. We've seen AI crashes. We've seen everything in this race. So all our hard work has just gone from being in the points, and we've just gone off completely. I have no idea where the pace car is. Where's the pace car? There it is. So we're just going to go around the pace car as the green light is on. So we can get a bit more grip in these tyres. Peaky's ahead of us, which is not great. But Jules Bianchi's in 15th place, which is pretty impressive. He's living up to his name. But this is not the ideal start. It was great, and then 2 crashes did bring the safety car. I would have thought there would be a red flag due to the fact that John Vern crashed as well, but wasn't meant to be. As the pace car has now picked up the driver, so I'm going to see. It'll be interesting to see if the pack ahead pit to see if there's any chain reactions, because this could probably be a 2-stop race. So the thumbnails as well. I'm just going to mention about the thumbnails quickly. The thumbnails will be basically a clip from what you're seeing here of probably the impact of the race, and it's obviously this one's going to be either Bottas's crash or obviously as we move to 18th place as Daniel Ricciardo's pitted, and I think Charles Peake's in as well. But yeah, so we're going to see how this pans out. Hamilton is leading the race as he's already round the final corner. Well, he's coming towards the final 2 corners, and we're only at the first sector. But I think it's 2 laps the pace car comes around, so we've got plenty of time. Can save some more fuel, save some tyres. As you can see, we're doing fine at the minute. But you guys get to see the safety car for the first time. I think I'm the first one to actually show the safety car on F1 2013. So we'll see what it's like behind the pace car in terms of pace and. So I think the pace car is going at 60 miles an hour, I believe. We're going to try and catch up. So we're up to +1. I think we'll just get behind the pace car just before it comes into the middle, the last sector. So obviously our tyres will be up to temperature. But by doing that, we're wrecking the tyres, but we have to catch up to the pace car, otherwise we'll get penalised. As we've got some more drivers in the pit lane. I don't know who's that in the pits. Who's in? Hulkenberg's in, and Chilton are in the pits. So we're up to 16th. So we're going to try and make our way, but the handling is very difficult, as you can see there. Tried to correct it, came back on the track after spinning, and yeah, that's something that I didn't want to do, but hey, it happens in racing. It happens. We're still trying to catch up to the queue as they're already coming towards the final sector.
Okay, no overtaking allowed.
I might just not get round in time. Yep, safety car's in this lap, so I just completely cut the corner as well. As you can see, the safety car's pulling away and the AI are slowly backing off, which is great to see. So now, as obviously Hamilton is the man who will be leading the train, as we've already caught up to the back of them, so we've not lost a lot of time as the safety car green light has come on. As now we're right on the back of Adrian Sutil, and I want to see if anyone actually pits. Nope, they're all staying out, so it's all going to be happening now as we're going to go up to rich fuel mixture. There's Jules Bianchi up in 13th place. As we go green. Oh, the back end losing it again. Not to temperature. I was using the pits. Was that Webber and Button have pitted? So there could be a chance we could see some people pitting again.
The front tyres are locking. Try moving the brake balance to the rear.
As remember, DRS is not available for the first 2 laps, so
Okay, it looks like the car ahead is trying to create a gap.
this is going to be very... Oh, it's going to be too wide there. But luckily, we've got Jules Bianchi holding up Sutil and a Williams of, I think it's Pastor Maldonado, I think it is, or Bottas. I can't recall who it is. I can't obviously tell, but let's go a bit too wide there. We're being aggressive here as we've got Daniel Ricciardo, who's 8 tenths behind. Going to try and stay on the back of Adrian Sutil.
Remember to pit this lap.
In that dirty air, so we're going to lose a lot of grip there, which we have done. So I'm interested to see if anyone pits.
Fuel is looking okay, but we'll keep
We'll
an eye
have a look. As we saw Webber in the pits. Nope, they're still staying out. No one's still pitting. Obviously no one pitted under the pace car, apart from a couple of people. So we're starting lap 13, 3 laps remaining of this race. Of this very chaotic race we've had, as I've got DRS for some reason. Oh, and Sutil's just broke out of nowhere. Just brake checked me for no reason, but we've got DRS for the first time this season, properly. We're going to go down the inside of Sutil, up into 13th place. A great move there from me. Just got to be careful, don't want to lose the back end there. Very nicely done, straight to standard. To hopefully keep optimal fuel down and not move up. Because I think Sutil's got damage because Daniel Ricciardo's just overtaken him up into 14th place. So Sutil's going backwards. The cars in front have probably got no tyres left. And Maldonado's been held up by Jules Bianchi, so Jules Bianchi's going to do probably well for Marussia, but we'll see how this goes. Oh, and go a bit wide, past the Maldonado there, lost a bit of dirty air, but Daniel Ricciardo's pulled out some stocks here with a great exit out of the chicane there, so we're just taking it smoothly, all back in again, touching that curb. Losing, obviously, traction there. So we're just going to take that on there. We might get DRS here. We do. Which is great, because we can pull away from Dan Ricciardo a bit, but the tyres are already going. We might get DRS again, if I recall. We do. Let's use some of that half the curves there. As Webber sets a 25.9. That's probably with fresh set of super soft compound tyres. So we're just going to keep on going. Going to try. As Maldonado's just gained all the time back and is on the back of Jules Bianchi. You can tell the difference in the Marussia and the Williams. Obviously, no, Williams have had a poor year once again in 2013, but they're just too. You can tell the speed difference between that and a Marussia is unbelievable. We get a very nice exit there. We are hunting down Maldonado and Jules Bianchi here. Bianchi's done an impressive 11th place for the team, so at this point Marussia will be ahead of us in the Constructors' Championship, so we need to get moving as we've got one more lap to go, as we're going to be starting it anytime soon. We cut the corner there, not too great there from myself, I must admit. As we now start that up, we've got the fuel light flashing now. We might run out of fuel, which I don't want it to happen, so we're going to keep in standard for this first pot here. Use the back end there to deploy most of our curves. We're going to try and get to the back if we can of Pasta. We do. He's gone wide. We're going to put it around the outside. We've done it. What a move that is. Up into 12th place now with a brilliant move, late breaking move to get up. Next up, Jules Bianchi, the Frenchman. He's only 8 tenths behind. We could possibly get DRS as well, but Maldonado's not out of the woods yet. He's still behind by a second. Jules Bianchi's taking a very bad entry there. Going to use Kurz now. We're going to think of a move, possibly at this corner, round the outside. It could be a great overtakes the weak move this is. We're going down the inside. Still side by side. Have we got it done? We have. Oh, and he's tapped past the Maldonado. He's given us space. Let's move as Lewis Hamilton takes the first win of the season. Very well, considering the safety car came out. And I thought those guys in front will be pitting there. So we have pulled out the trumps here. From a poor qualifying to a great start to a bad incident with 2 crashes, taking 2 people out. We are going to get 11th place in our first race. A great performance for the Caterham boys as we come across the line to take 11th place in our first race with the Caterham boys, and we've done it. A great performance there. A quite bizarre race out of it, but great to see the tyre scaling is back on there. So I hope you guys did enjoy that race, because I did. For good reason. So the results then, Lewis Hamilton took the victory with Kimi Raikkonen in 2nd place. Fernando Alonso, a great, obviously got pole when he finished in 3rd. Felipe Massa, 4th place for him. But Sergio Perez, 5th place from starting in 10th. A great job for him, for the McLaren team there. Roman Grosjean's in 6th with Nico Rosberg. Again, poor from him, down in 7th place. Esteban Gutierrez in 8th. Paul di Resta in 9th. And Sebastian Vettel completes the top 10 with us in 11th place. So, obviously, the Drivers' Championship is obviously the results from this race, so we won't go into that. The Constructors, Mercedes are ahead of a Ferrari by 4 points, with Lotus and McLaren and Sauber completing the top 5. But look at Red Bull, 1 point from that race, disappointing for them. But with our 11th place, we are ahead of Toro Rosso, Williams and Marussia, based on the sole fact that we got ahead of all the drivers in their team. But just think, we're only a point behind Red Bull of all teams, so that's going to be interesting. But I hope you guys did enjoy this first race of the season. Next time by, we're in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And as always, if we hit 10 likes on the video, the next episode, which will be the qualifying, will be out as soon as possible in the next day or 2 from this video. But I hope you guys did enjoy this, and we shall see you in Kuala Lumpur. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I shall see you very soon for episode number 3 of the Career Mode series. Hope you guys have a great day, and I shall see you soon. Take care. Most interactive feature of the series, which I'm going to explain, depending on where we finish in this race, because I've got a couple of scenarios, but it obviously depends where we finish in qualifying here, as we take that very nicely. But this is obviously an in-lap here. So Australia then, Albert Park, it's a very nice track.